Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. The war for the petrodollar is intensifying, and Colombia is the next target, it looks like. As the price of gold and silver spikes, there's a lot behind the scenes and a little bit of cocaine because there always needs to be a narrative for the next attack. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm personally all for it because we need these South America and China, Russia, the rest of the BRICS nations have been trying to destabilize America with all of this insane immigration that's been going on. There have been a lot of people that work in our US government that have been behind this idea as well because this is globalization. And President Trump knows he has got to figure out a way to do two things. First off, stop drugs coming into our country. It's killing our citizens. Number two, stabilize the dollar because the dollar is falling, it's falling fast versus all kinds of commodities around the world. If you're not in gold and silver, you're not in crypto, you're not in assets that are from the earth, I don't know what to tell you. You're actually missing the party because this is going to get wild and it's going to get wild fast. Let's talk about what's going on because behind the scenes, all right? Let's talk about Colombia's natural resources. It's a big deal. Everyone knows Colombia is one of Latin America's most notable oil producers. Oil is a top export and a major government revenue source, right? Natural gas, primarily for domestic use, they have very limited exports. But oil, it's a big deal. Now, precious metals, gold is one of Colombia's most important mineral resources. Major mining resources are in Bolivia, Choco, and Antioquia. I'm so bad at pronouncing words. The ninja didn't go to pretty much finish high school, just so you guys know. Good news, doesn't take high school diploma or college degree to become wealthy. So type 1 if you're like, heck yeah, I'm all for that. If you have those two things, you're going to be even better for it, but you don't need it to become rich. All right, cool. That's what we're here for. We're going to crush it. Silver is mainly a byproduct of mining gold, which is the case for 99% of the world outside of Mexico. Just throwing this out there. Primarily, silver is a byproduct, right? It says copper in Colombia right now is an underdeveloped but strategically important metal that they do actually have down there as well. Then they talk about coal, nickel, and emerald, right? But this is where it gets really important. See, there's a couple handfuls of wars going on right now. There's massive, drug war. We get that. There is a war with migration. It's happening in America and in Europe at the same time. But there's also a trade war, right? Well, our greatest trade war enemy right now is China, all right? Colombia has a massive trade deal with China. And this is what Colombia exports to China. The largest export category is oil, all right? And that is not being all done in the dollar, okay? Next is coal and ferro-nickel. Then you've got agricultural products like coffee, beef, and some specialty goods. Well, what are two of the highest rising commodities, food commodities in America right now? Beef and coffee. Every president that comes in tries to promise, they very rarely fulfill those promises. And quite frankly, out of any of the presidents I've seen promise things, Trump in his first term and so far, he's been crushing it, okay? Like him or not, he's doing what he says he's going to do. And he'd probably do it all, but his hands are tied by Congress, right? Okay. So they always promise, hey, I'm going to lower prices, but they never tell you how, and they never tell you what they're going to lower, right? If we were able to, let's say, set up a favorable trade deal with Colombia, and Colombia just witnessed our president calling out the last president of Venezuela, last leader, and then saying, hey, I'm going to come get you if you don't knock this stuff off. And then he did it. Now he's saying, now the president of Colombia, you better watch your back. You got to think, okay, what's going to happen if he does that? Either two things are going to happen. Colombia's president is going to sit there and go, okay, you know what? I'm going to listen. We're going to set up some trade deals. It's going to be great. We'll start shipping you coffee, start shipping you beef. We'll start we'll make sure we sell oil in dollars. That would lower the prices of those two commodities and actually would lower the price of oil. It would create another buyer for dollars, right? China would be forced, if they wanted to continue buying through Colombia, to buy dollars to go buy that oil. Or the next thing is some new allegations or new proof shows up of bad stuff going on that the Colombian government knew about when it comes to the war on drugs. And America comes in there and does the exact same thing they did to Venezuela, thus setting even a stronger precedent of what's coming down in the future. This, I think, is the story that we're going to see in 2026, is America coming into these smaller countries in South America and stopping them from doing the illegal trade that they're doing and get them more lined up with American trade. And I think what that's going to do is it's going to lower prices for us. It's also going to shock the world, and it's going to systematically break up the BRICS nations alliance. That's why I think we're going to see a lot of bad things coming this year, because the BRICS nations are going to start doing crazy things economically to try and hurt us as well. Together, they're a formidable foe. Okay, this is nothing you should be shaking a stick at. You should have respect for what they've done under the silence or the cover of night since 2014, 2015. Most people don't even know what BRICS are. I'll tell you what, I'll do a challenge right now. If you're willing to accept it, type 1. Go ask 3 people, random strangers, hey, I was challenged by the Economic Ninja today to ask you if you've ever heard of the term BRICS or BRICS nations or what they are. And I guarantee you 2 out of 3, I almost guaranteed 3 of them will not know it. Hope you got something out of this. I keep my eyes on Colombia because I guarantee you Trump is. The Economic Ninja is out.